What do you say to our proposal then? We're happy to discuss any individual points that concern you.
How can we talk about this properly when you're holding a gun to our heads? If we win this debate and refuse to submit, you'll destroy us. If we submit, we become your slaves.
There's no point in worrying about hypotheticals. You just have to face the facts and negotiate to save yourselves.
All right, if you leave us no other choice.
We're not going to dress this up in fancy rhetoric. We're not going to claim that we have the right to rule because we spread freedom and promote civilization. And you shouldn't bother trying to convince us that you've never done us any actual harm.
We are concerned simply with the facts on the ground. You know as well as we do that arguments about justice are relevant only between those with equal power.
Reality is defined by what the strong do and what the weak have to accept.
If you insist on reducing everything to expediency rather than justice,
That's the way the world is.
then you should keep in mind that there is real practical advantage in considering the general good. That's not just for our benefit. Your power won't last forever, and when you fall, the retribution will be so much greater because of the example you've set others. They'll say you had it coming.
Hypotheticals again. We'll take that as it comes.
In any case, the Spartans aren't the real threat to us. Our main concern is keeping us so-called allies in line. That's not your problem.
We are concerned with the security of our empire, and that has a bearing on your safety. Bottom line, you submit, you don't cause us any trouble, and that benefits both of us.
The advantage to you is obvious. How do we benefit from becoming your slaves?
You get to live.
We would be more than happy to remain completely neutral. Friends rather than enemies, but not allied to anyone.
Not an option. If we make that sort of agreement with you, it looks like weakness. The more you hate us, the more it shows our strength.
Surely everyone would be able to see that we're neutral, rather than thinking we'd managed to defy you.
I think that would always be open to debate. When it comes down to it, it's power that allows domination, and only fear that stops you or us from aggression.
But you'll be making an enemy of every neutral. They'll conclude that it's only a matter of time before you attack them as well. How does uniting the rest of the world against you enhance your security?
Not every enemy is an equal threat to our interests. We're concerned about the people who do have the power to harm us. Why risk a crisis that could have been foreseen and prevented?
If you're prepared to take such risks to defend your empire, then surely you can see that those of us who are still free would be despicable cowards not to resist you.
Oh, get a grip. This isn't a pissing contest where you get to show off your manly courage and honour. It's a simple matter of self-preservation. Don't resist those who are far stronger than you.
War is never predictable. The odds may be more even than you think. If we surrender now, we give up all hope. As long as we resist, we still have something to hope for.
Hope. Always a great comfort in danger. I guess it's okay if you have other resources to fall back on. But if all you've got is hope,
Your lives are in the balance. Your hope could lead you into disaster.
We are aware of our situation, but we trust that the gods will not put us at a disadvantage, since we are righteous men confronting a force of evil. And we trust that our old allies, the Spartans, will come to our aid, as a matter of honour. So you see that our hope is not completely unfounded.
The gods? On your side? Why should the gods favour you rather than us? It's clearly a law of nature that whoever has the upper hand in a matter shall take full advantage of it.
we didn't invent that law. We found it well established. We follow it, knowing that you and anyone else would do the same if you could. And it will still be true long after we're gone.
As for your faith in the Spartans, well, It must be nice to have such an innocent view of the world, but I don't envy you the consequences.
The Spartans are men of great courage and virtue when it comes to their own affairs. In dealing with others, they're pretty good at seeing justice and honour in terms of their own interests. That's not going to help you.
No, that's exactly why they'll help us. They won't betray us, their long-standing allies, when it means they'll lose the trust of their friends and at the same time benefit their enemies.
You just don't get it. Self-interest is about security. The Spartans are the last people to stick their necks out for justice and honour.
Then they will send other people to help us, or strike at your interests elsewhere. You'll be desperately trying to hold on to what you've already got, rather than seizing what doesn't belong to you.
Hey, shit happens. But remember, we have never abandoned a mission through fear of what might happen.
I don't think I've heard anything that would reassure your citizens of their chances of survival. Hope. That's all you have to offer.
You know, people in your position can be aware of all the dangers they face and still fall under the power of a word, this thing they call dishonour, and sign their own death warrants. What could be more dishonourable than total catastrophe because of their own stupidity? There's nothing dishonourable about submitting to a superior power who's offering reasonable terms.
There's one sure recipe for success in this world. Stand up to your equals, defer to your superiors, be moderate to your inferiors. You have just the one homeland, and it can be saved or destroyed in a single decision.
We're not going to sign away our freedom and sovereignty. We will trust in the gods and in our fellow men. We make one last appeal. Let us be your friends, not allied with either side, and leave us in peace.
You must be the only people on earth who think the future is clearer than what's right in front of you.
You're staking everything on your trust in the Spartans, on chance, and on hope. And you're going to lose.